Hello and cheers, everybody. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be looking at Let's Game It Out's overloading the game so hard it takes over 2.5 hours to load. But before we get to that, I've decided it's a special day. It's a very special day. So today I'm going to be making an Irish car bomb. Now, I've started it already. Start with some little bit of blue curacao and some ice in a lovely cup. If I can get this here so you can kind of see what's happening. I'm excited about this. So I've decided we need to have some fun. So here's some vodka, adding vodka in there. I might add a little more of that later, but we also have some rum. All right, vodka and rum all set. Throw a little bit of triple sec, just a little. Just a tiny bit of triple sec. This is a lot of stuff in this drink, y'all. And then peach schnapps. And now, okay, so peach schnapps. Whee! This is the part that's fun. We'll see if this works or if I spill everything everywhere. The last part is Red Bull. So for the Red Bull, I don't really need Red Bull, but we stuff it right on in there. And there it is. Look at those fun, you can kind of see some fun colors. If I stand, look at that. Changes up a little bit. It's green at the top, all the way to the blue at the bottom. And then we just kind of let it sit like that for a little while. I'm so shocked that that didn't go everywhere, but I'm glad that it didn't. It worked. I've got a straw because this is going to be impossible to drink otherwise. You're supposed to do this with a slightly wider mouthed cup, but I don't have one of those, so this is as good as it gets. And I just wanted to get that one going because Let's Game It Out often has some very good moments to drink. So obviously we're going to be overloading the game, so I just, chaos reigns with this guy. So we're not even going to have an official rule. Like, we're not even going to make it official drinking games. We'll drink when we want to, because why not? We'll have fun that way. And I don't know that I actually want to drink this whole thing at once in this 20-minute video. There it is. It's sweet, which, you should probably expect. You should expect it to be sweet with all of the stuff that you saw me put in there. But I'm excited to get going on this video. I'm excited for y'all to drink with me. You do not have to drink quite as an intense alcohol sensation as what I've got going, because I do this to myself, and I don't know why. I don't know why I do it to myself. But let's begin. All right, I should put on my headphones, though. I can't believe I've already started.
All right. It works out quite according to...
Whee!
Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to
Hey,
Let's
Josh.
Game It Out. We're playing some Hydroneer today, a game I lovingly call Dirt and Mayhem Simulator. Probably because everything we do in this game, whether it's intentional or not, never works out quite according to plan. But in a good way. Usually something frame rate breaking like this. Yeah, doesn't that look fun? And also this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail. So really, with all of these handy tools at our disposal, what could possibly go wrong? Like, look at that. Even in the time I was talking, and yes, that is my horrific looking guy, I turned basic dirt into some kind of ore that we can use for all kinds of stuff. My heart is racing. And the basic loop of this entire game is you take this bucket, occasionally stop to realize everybody's judging you. See, I told you. Anyway, moving on. You go up here, there's a jeweler. Interrupt these dummies' conversation. Hey, lovebirds, stop talking. Selling customer coming through. And from my little piece of ore, I get 9C. Give me my 9 coins. And there it is, our money. And then, like civilized folk, we jump on the table as this person tries to talk to us, spike the coins into the bucket, and then take your bucket and go home. And by home, I mean our free dirt plot, where I'm gonna try to spend as little time as possible doing this, but we do need a little more money. Yeehaw! So many interesting materials. Like Like, what the heck is this? Core stone? Doesn't matter, they're all going to Sellsville. Population us. Ah, 961, that's more like it. Now we can build something out of this world. Hey, you know what else is out of this world? Hoyoverse's highly anticipated, brand new space fantasy RPG, Honkai Star Rail, which is out right now for free. And we're gonna talk about the top 5 things you may not know about this game. Number 1, Honkai is brought to you by the same people that made Genshin Impact.
Ah, so this is gonna be an interesting game, isn't it? Oh, wow. I wonder if it's also gonna take Honkai 20 years to get the whole story out. Not throwing shade at Genshin Impact at all.
Complete with all the lush graphics and charm you've come to
So
expect.
sweet.
Number 2, this adventure is cross-platform and free-to-play on the mobiles and the PC, and it's got a gigantic world to explore with a huge story to match. And it also uses turn-based combat to bring some additional strategy to your world, or your universe, or your star rails. And no matter what, you're looking at some super smooth combat that's gonna keep you engaged the whole time. Number 3, did I mention that it's out right now? Number 4, that glorious character art, which spans dozens of characters, each with their own unique flair and expressions. There's a lot of something for everyone. And number 5, the game's got exquisite music and graphics. The cutscenes were created with
I know we said that we wouldn't make any rules, but it is just so ingrained in me to drink when somebody on screen drinks. There I go.
professional cinematography and animation, with the same audio-visual experience to rival top-notch animation or TV shows. These gorgeous graphics alone are worth the download. So if this sounds good to you, or space stuff sounds good to you, or you sound good to you, then use my linky in the description or the pinned comment, and you can be playing today. There's also a code down there that you can use to get an extra 50 Stellar Jades, also for free. And thanks again to Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring. Anyway, we got some fun items on the agenda
Oh, wow.
today. There was a recent update that added something pretty cool. Yeah, you don't mind if I park here, right? Yeah, he's fine. Hey, watch over my truck, okay? I don't trust this guy. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a recent patch that adds some fun activity at this not really finished castle. Let's go inside and take a gander. Over here is where the real action happens, because through these doors is the king of these lands, with this one guy guarding the way. Nice helmet, dork. You couldn't afford the rest of your armor, or what?
Yeah, I love that he's wearing like suspenders and a lovely, lovely button-up purple shirt. I guess that's to signify that he's royalty. Or like adjacent to royalty. Interesting. Also, I love that like my teeth are already turning blue from the blue carousel. That is a danger.
What? But that's where we come in handy. See, look at that. He's got a quest. He wants a sword, I think. And the rest of their strange language eludes me. Oh, wait, I can just check the scroll. Okay, I see. He wants one sword, and he wants it to weigh 200 something, made entirely of gold. That
would be a terrible sword, first of all. Like, it would like break very, very quickly if it's entirely made out of gold. Like gold's not the best thing to make actual stuff out of a lot of the time. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that like there's a reason, and it's not monetary, that most swords and such are not actually made out of gold. Maybe you can use gold leaf to make it fancy if you want, but like...
sounds like a terrible sword, which means of course I'll make it for you. I'm sure it's easy enough. So you might be asking yourself, how do we make something like that?
I love
well, it's
that
quite
truck.
easy actually. All we need to do is find a bunch of gold. But first, let's go grab something from the biggest town in the game, which is across this bridge and... oh wait, the town's right there. Why am I doing all this work using roads? This is much easier. Easy, easy, okay.
Nice.
Anyway, here's the town, but from the back. Whoops, sorry. Oh, I just bounced him twice.
bounced him
I'm like a
twice.
truck athlete, a truck lead. Anyway, I'm at the front of
Very
the place
good.
now. Now we can have a proper introduction. Behold, Bridgeport. What a historic mining town. Excuse me, you're ruining my shot. Anyway, back to the shopping. Oh yeah, and this town is also home to one thing I always love taking a look at. That sign all the way back there. Anyway, the place we're gonna want to be is right over here, at the ever-glorious tools and equipment. And we're basically here for one specific item, the scales. Weighs resources. Besides that set of scales, we have a couple other things we need to buy. Besides this person's death.
Whee!
Behold my victory breakdance. Anyway, let's head back over.
I love that, like, nothing falls out of the truck,
We're to the
too.
local shop where we're gonna buy the rest. Technically, we don't need that many things here. In fact, almost everything we need is in this little corner, because it's all blacksmithing supplies. You know, like a hammer and an anvil and a bunch of other crap. So let's bring it to our base. Ta-da! There it is. Like the place to melt stuff and then the place to smash stuff. It's perfect. And I'm not sure what this 1, 2, 3 crap is, but I'm sure we'll smash that out when we get there. And of course, we can't forget our scale. And we got one last thing we need and then we're ready to go. Used machinery. Here's the fun thing. They say limited stock, and you know they're serious because when you pull it away, the next one is chained up. So you're only supposed to be able to have one of these. In fact, this guy even says this.
I've only got these 2 machines, but you can make more at iSelf.
Only these 2 machines, huh? So imagine my surprise when you angle your cursor just right, the whole thing highlights, and you can just pull another one out, and another, and another. And it works on both machines, too. Yes, more than one of each indeed. So we got 2 types of machinery in this pile. We got these things with the big thing sticking out the top. These are drills for digging up dirt. And these other ones over here, these things are called harvesters, and they break up the dirt chunks that the other thing makes. Now, there are conveyor belts in this game, and we could use those.
Oh,
So
no.
that sounds like a lot of work I don't want to do for this first one. Instead, we're just...
Okay, he said this first one. I was like, I heard the word conveyor belt, and I was like, this guy is gonna go absolutely ham. He loves conveyor belts. But then he did just say for the first one. So I feel like predictions, we will see a conveyor belt at some point in the near future. I hope.
gonna do some creative stacking. For now, we need to craft some of this dirt. So this is gonna go here, and this is gonna go right here, and this is gonna... Okay, so hear me out. Here's the first step. We got 5 harvester thingies, a top 5 of the things that dig dirt. I forgot what they're called. We're not done yet, though. We still have to hook all these things up. Each and every one of these things is gonna need power, and by that I mean water. So we'll just get these hooked up post-haste. Ta-da! Pipes galore. Here's our secret ingredient, by the way. Do you see this dirt right here? At some point, I realized that you can just take dirt from the ground, and you can just mash it, like anywhere on these machines. So why put these machines on the ground like you're supposed to, when instead I could just take this dirt, and I could just tuck it right under here, since this little thing right here is what's supposed to pull dirt up into the machine and spit it out. But of course, we should make sure this works by making sure that that dirt is getting nice and tucked in there. Yeah, there we go. That seems pretty good. So let's try these out and see if it works. Yep, sure does. Basically, the machine pulls dirt out, drops it into this machine, and then it pops out the other end to meet my vacant stare. Now let's just make sure these all work. And the answer is a very exciting yes. And while this is obviously good, we have all these other machines here that we can't let go to waste. So give me a second while I set up something else. And done.
I love that, like, they tell you, like, I think because obviously the idea would have been for you to do something like this, where you make a whole wide variety of these machines, but you were supposed to go to Ice Helm to craft them. Like, that's very clearly what you're supposed to do in order to make this franchise, I guess. And I like that he was just able, I mean, he's able to game the system. I wonder if you can still do that or if they've patched it so that you can.
Done. Okay, just finishing up my pipe system. Let me come around the side and I'll show you the whole thing. Now, as you can see, I've extended the row, but I also realized I was getting a little too generous with the dirt. I can just shove a little dollop under there and it's fine. So then I decided to add another set, and I thought that looks pretty good. So I added another, and another, and another, until we had 50 of each, just bearing down on our poor little guy down there, waiting to shower us in beautiful minerals. And in case you were wondering how I did this, it turns out that once you got the pipe system set up, it's really easy to place everything else. In other words, it actually came together kinda well. I'm not used to that. Anyway, these are all aimed in the up position, which means they're ready to operate. And now the last thing to do is flip the switch. So shall we? We shall. Yep, it appears to be working. Beautiful rocks falling into these machines and then turning into minerals for us to pick up off the ground, just like our forefathers would have wanted.
Wow.
But I feel like it's not going to take very long for this to fill up with minerals. I bet this feels really good on his ghoulish skin. There's the face of someone who's enjoying themselves. Well, this is great, but I think I forgot to do something. What could it be? Oh yeah, I need to collect this stuff. I forgot. And that's what this thing is for. I mean, look, there's already something in it. We just got to put it in a better position to catch stuff. Yeah, that's seems fine. And now we'll just wait this out. Yeah, that has to have worked, right? Let's take a look and see how we're doing. Oh, wow. What a successful haul. As you can see, the process is really working. You know what, though? I think I see what the problem here is. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of minerals flying down at us. So obviously, the better solution is more of these cauldron things.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, this is definitely going to do the job, right? And don't worry, we're not just adding the one extra.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can see where this is going. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. With all of these crucibles catching all of these minerals, there's no way this can't work. So hold, please.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. Just a big old pile of minerals. Something tells me those crucibles are probably filled now. I'm afraid to move because as you can see, the frame rate is going, shall we say, conservatively. Quite the mess we've created for ourselves here. That bottom row in particular is looking very ectoplasmic.
Wow.
But either way, I hope that this is gonna be enough. First things first, let's make our way over to the shutoff valve because maybe if stuff isn't moving, the frame rate will just get a tiny bit better. Come on, easy. Just turn, please. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
See, that by itself, like how slow that moves, would drive me insane. Like, I wouldn't be able to, I would be like, I'm done. But again, I guess I definitely don't have the patience, or, I don't know, whatever chaos gene exists in Josh does not exist in the same way in me. I mean, I live for it, but I'm just like, I would never be able to. I would never be able to.
Kinda helped. And now we find ourselves facing a different problem, which is this pile is so high, I don't actually know how to get to the crucibles. Also, I like that the avalanche was so large. You see that there? That's our furnace thing. Just completely buried. Actually, from this angle, you can see it a little bit better. Oh, and look, there's a crucible we can still see. Thank God. Nope, I was wrong. That's actually the scale. Anyway, I guess we have no choice but to just start digging.
Yeah,
One
right?
excruciating gem at a time. Oh, thank God for the orange outline. Look, we found one of the crucibles. Let's pull it up and see what we got. Easy.
Oh, not gonna lie, I also didn't realize that. I was like, why is he not just picking stuff? It's one at a time. I did not realize that it was one at a time.
Easy. Oh yeah, look, there's plenty of minerals in there. You know, while it tries to run away from me. Where do you think you and all that bounty are going? We're just gonna wait this out because it's easier than trying to run to it. So the normal way this works is you take that crucible and you put it on top of the furnace thing. And doing so will melt all the metals inside. So I can't think of any reason to not just try this even though it's buried. So we'll just put it right there. Look at that, it's heating up. Look at that, it's, oh, okay. Well,
Falling off
maybe it'll
the
still work. Or it could just cool down. Okay, let's try this again. And drop. Wait, stay. Oh, never mind. Good enough. Thanks, Bucket. We're gonna take it over to the road where I actually feel like we see some frame rate whatsoever. In case you're wondering, by the way, what kind of toll this is having on my computer, it's not too bad. It's only taking up like 20 gigs of RAM. Seems pretty okay to me. And as long as I stare at the ground, things are actually kind of manageable. Yeah, that's the concession I'm making for myself. This is now manageable for playing a video game. Okay, and we're gonna need this furnace, so come with me. Good.
Also, I'm just imagining like what the character looks like, just like staring straight down at the ground and lippily moving towards whatever it is he's trying to get to. And it is kind of like horror movie inducing.
Good, great. Okay, the whole gang is back together. Now, I don't think I can do this while it's completely cool. Nope, I was wrong. You totally can. A bar of iron. Awesome. I don't know, maybe this will work anyway. So the way this anvil works is you basically tell it what you want, in this case a dagger, which I think this is trying to tell me it's a one-step process where we put the bar right there and then craft it, which would differ from something else where we need like 3 different types of bars and it's gonna create those parts of the sword. Not a problem for right now though. So first let's warm up the bar till it's nice and orange with flavor, and then it goes on the anvil and give it a good whack. All right, there we go, the dagger he never asked for. I mean, there's got to be some gold in this, right? In fact, I'm sure there's all kinds of precious materials in here. And maybe this guard just shouldn't be so judgy. Here, enjoy. And through the very, very few frames of animation, we can see that he is not pleased with this purchase. And also, the game has given up on showing the contents of his speech bubble anymore. Okay, well, if he doesn't like that sword, that's fine. We'll just horribly stagger our way back to the pile. And I guess instead, we just need to make sure it's mostly or all gold in there. That's easy. I know how we can do it. By hand. Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
So just give me a quick second. Okay. No idea how many are in there. I just hope it's gonna be enough. I also discovered I can just hold this thing while it heats up, and then it just melts right in my hands.
That's fine.
How convenient. And then we just pour the bar, and moment of truth, let's see how much this thing weighs. Wow, 480? It sure didn't look like it'd be that heavy. But what do I know? I'm not a real blacksmith. Hi, yeah, it's me again. Here, please enjoy your new sword. No idea how you're gonna use this in battle. Oh, and not only does he give me coin, but that door opened.
I love that the other dagger that he didn't want is still just sitting there, like, straight up and down, just, like, balanced on its hilt. That's...
Do we get to meet the king? Oh, boy.
Let's meet the king!
Get this for me.
What the hell was that voice? Oh, God. Another one of you mall cops has an errand for me? No, thanks. I'll just go meet the... Wait, really? I can't just go up these stairs? What about this other side?
You reckon you could get this for me?
No, I don't want to do this.
Oh, and there's another one. Oh, God. That's gonna be the whole game, isn't it? It's like you meet the king eventually, but you have to like make this person a salad first.
I did spend a bunch of time trying to figure out if I could just break through the level, and there's probably a way, but if there is, I couldn't find it. As close as I felt like I got. Okay, fine. We'll go ahead and do this stupid cooking thing, because I definitely don't want to deal with this crap. Okay, so let's see. You want a bowl of soup that has beetroot and broccoli, 300 weight each. What is this, like a catering event? What do you need so much for? Ugh, fine. So you might notice that the game is running a little bit smoother than it was before.
Yes.
Not to mention all of the raw resources are gone. Even the stuff in the cauldrons, aw. And that's because my PC desperately needed a restart. And when I tried to load the game back in, I sat at this loading screen for, I'm not kidding, 2.5 hours before it finally fell over and did this. So unfortunately, I had to
drink whenever he says the name of the title of the game. I like not drink any of this. Drink when he says the title of the video. 2.5 hours. It was in there.
load a game where I cleared all the chunks. But that's okay, there's more stuff to do. Like clearing all of this crap out of the way so we can make a farm right here. So we have to grow a lot of crops, and I figure this will be the perfect place to do it. But first we need to head on over to the place where we can buy a bunch of seeds and stuff. And here we are. Behold, Grand Jeffy LD, home of the farming guild. I don't care about any of that. Or these people's dumb quests. Like, look at this old guy. He just wants tomato soup, 7.5 weight. What do I look like, a charity? Make it yourself. I've got farming to do. Let's see, so we need beetroot.
It is always interesting to me in games where like you've got the NPCs who have tasks for you to do, but like most of those tasks would be much easier if they just did it themselves. And it's like, is this supposed to teach me something? No. Okay, I've already done the tutorial. I don't have to know anything else, but yet you are just standing outside of your house and you want me to make you soup. Like, okay.
Root, there it is. Make sure we get plenty of those. Not to mention broccoli seeds. And we're gonna need a bunch of the equipment too, including the cooking pot, as well as the stove. Okay, almost ready to get started. So here's basically how this works. We take our trowel here, and we look for a dirt area, and we make holes. You've most certainly seen me do this before, because I spent an entire video making an entire field of these things. So we're clear that's not what we're doing here. Instead, we're gonna make a very manageable size field here. I probably should have been counting, but what do I look like, a mathlete? So here's where the fun...
Him saying he's going to do something in a manageable size is just kind of funny to me. Like, I mean, also what's manageable to him would definitely be excessive to almost anybody else.
Fun comes in. First off, let's plant our seeds. Wait, what happened? Oh, I see. Silly me for thinking they'd fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, there they go. Anyway, let's start planting. In no particular order. Okay, that should about do it. And as a reminder, the way these things work, they basically grow ever so slowly. Like when I speed it up, you can see it a lot easier. And then at a point, they run out of water. And it's a pain, but we're gonna use this thing. I don't want to deal with sprinklers again. And then before you know it, just like that, we have all of our broccoli. Now, I could harvest these with my hands, but we don't want to make everything too easy. So we're gonna enlist the help of an old friend. This machine over here called the hydrocropper. Basically, this thing lets us harvest like a pro. Get ready, field. You're gonna be no match for this. Yes, yes, look at all that broccoli. Feed it into the machine. Well, that was easy. And it makes replanting easy. We just take all of these seeds, dump it in the trough in the back, and then when you go over the thing again, oh my god, look at all that sort of planting we did before we unceremoniously ran out of seeds. And we'll just fill in the rest ourselves. And then before you know it, this turns into more beets than your insides could ever know what to do with. Come on, fancy machine, it's our time to shine. Whee! Oh no, there's beets everywhere. Thankfully, this machine can pick them up right off the ground.
Oh, that's
but now that
helpful.
we're done, it's time to make the soup. And I could just chop up the vegetables the old-fashioned way, but where would the fun in that be? I have a much better idea of how we're gonna go about this. So first, let's make a trip back to town, because now it's time for my favorite thing, and that's these things over here. Conveyor belts. Now, we're not gonna
I
get
knew it. I knew he would get conveyor belts in here at some point. I'm so smart. It's like I've seen one of his videos before.
fancy. The only one we need is the straightforward conveyor. And we need to pick up one other thing before we head back, which is this thing right here. The veg dicer hook. Chops vegetables when hooked onto a conveyor belt. Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, of course, we could chop all these vegetables with our hands, but what are we, infants? I don't think so. Oh, hey, it's this guy again. Hey, buddy.
Whee!
Behold the song of my people again. Okay, here we are. Time to get started. So the game doesn't let you just put conveyor belts down. They actually have to be wired down with pipes. And then you take the conveyor belt and you just put it like right on top of it. And then once water is running through it, the thing will work. So hang on while I finish this up. Okay, here we go. One simple conveyor belt system. Let me give you the grand mini tour. First off, we hooked up our pipe to the rest of this stuff. And then we follow this water pipe over here to the conveyor belts. And this is where our vegetables are gonna go. Down this conveyor belt, all the way over here to where we have our beautiful little furnace thing. And on top of this is where we put our big thing of hot water so that we can make the soup. And in theory, the vegetables will go right down into it. In theory. Oh, silly me, I almost forgot to put the little chopper things on too. Hopefully one of these is enough. Look at that, it's a cleaver. 5 of them.
That's
The
awesome.
closest cut a vegetable can get. And the way we're gonna distribute the vegetables onto the conveyor belt is with this thing. You see that little thing right there? It extends and drops out all of our vegetables. It's gonna work just swimmingly.
I'm
I
so
can feel
excited.
it. So a quick aside to what's gonna happen when we turn this on. Because it's all connected by the same pipe system, turning the water back on is gonna activate not just those conveyor belts, but also all this again. So here goes nothing. Okay, so our magical machine is definitely working again, as is our cutting blades.
Oh my god, Sweeney Todd would die. That's awesome.
Oh god. Anyway, it's time to distribute. Here we go. See, look at that. It's working great. For the most part. Great enough. Okay, here come our vegetables coming along the choppy line. Oh yeah. Look at them get chopped up and turning into a nightmare. I'm glad it's going to be intermingled, by the way, with all these minerals.
It's
I hope
awesome.
whoever's eating the soup is okay with a little bit of roughage, because there sure is going to be a lot of it in there. I like to call them flavor crystals. Oh, it's so delectable. I can't wait for it to be added to our soup. Oh, the way it jumps forward is so weird. It's like it's alive. Just the way Grandma used to make it. Time for more veggies. Nummy, nummy, num. Yeah, I feel like this is working out just fine, right? All these creepy looking vegetables get cut into creepy little chunks
Oh my
before
God.
aggressively trying to jump into the pot. I think we've done it.
It's so geometric, it hurts.
I think we've made the perfect soup. Please, God, turn off. Now, don't be afraid to plunge those last parts in if you can. Who's got a bowl? There it is. It's time to dig in to a delicious bowl of soup. Mmm. Hope this jackass likes their soup. Pardon me, coming through. Here you go. Here's your soup, filled with so many non-essential vitamins and minerals. Well, not sure what I expected. Thanks, you can just hold on to those, okay? I don't need them. And now that that's done, and we don't have to deal with this crap, let's head up to the... Oh my god, are you serious? I still can't go up here? Why is this game such a cruel mistress? Okay, fine. I'll do
Really?
your stupid quest. Ugh, look at all this. Iron gold core stone. Time to fire up
Well, what's the point of having, like, an easy one then? Like, what?
the machine again. Hold please while I do a little harvesting.
So many hours later.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much. Just me putting these bars together, especially the core stone, where to make this brick, I had to just peruse around and find the more rare minerals. Whatever, I'm sure it'll be worth it. Wow, what a hell of a sword. Made of 413 core stone bars, 1,057 gold bars, and 5,420 iron bars. Hey, idiot, I'm back. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for all the tokens. I don't care about them. Just like your friend, just keep holding them. All I care about is that I can go up these stairs. Thank God. Finally, can we meet the... Oh, of course you would. Of course you want fishing. Oh my god, I can even see the king up there. I
Hi,
can't
King.
go up here, of course. Oh, but I can climb up the banister at least. Hey, you. Oh, it's a kid.
I'm tired of sitting on this throne all day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you tired from all that sitting? You know what? You just wait right here. I have an idea. We can't get to him that way, but I bet we can get to him another way. And
Are
you
we
want to
gonna
know how we're
catapult?
going to do that? You see that window up there? As you can see, the king is right on the other side of this window. And this gives me an idea.
That seems like a very bad, like, security. Like, giant stone throne, weird choice, on the other side of a window that anyone can see into. I mean, there's like 4 guards in this entire country. Like, anyone could get to that guy. I'm just saying.
And that idea has to do with conveyor belts. Conveyor belts and a whole bunch of dirt. So as you can see, we've reappropriated this top row. The grindy things that used to be there have been replaced by a conveyor belt, so now it's just pumping dirt with no chance of it turning into minerals. Instead, it goes on a journey all the way up to the castle. And then from that point, I learned something very exciting, which is that if we follow the dirt, this last conveyor belt is actually pushed into the wall. And it turns out that stuff on the conveyor belt will just keep going through solid objects, which means that all that dirt that's coming in is falling down into the king's throne room. And oh boy, does it look like it's working. This will teach you to have so many guards with so many quests, you little brat. And don't worry, I'm still gonna do that stupid quest. I just wanted to make sure this was running first, so that you feel like you're on borrowed time. Oh, and don't mind me, I'll just be on this bridge doing a little fishing as I overlook the castle being filled with rocks. What a time to be alive. Okay, we're back here at the castle, me and my giant fish bucket. All right, where is that idiot? You want your lobster? I've got your lobster right here. And by that I mean somewhere in this pile. Let's see, is this it? No. What about this? Is this it? Nope, that's not it either. No, really, it's in here somewhere, I swear. Oh my god, there it is. I knew I didn't make it up. Here's your stupid lobster. Oh, don't give that to me. I'll throw it in a drainage ditch somewhere. Anyway, let's finally do this. Let's go.
Did he just eat like raw Did he just eat raw lobster?
Meet the king. Hello, my liege. Hello? King, are you back there? You're oddly silent. All right, well, let's see if we can help dig you out. Hold on, I see something. Interesting, it appears to be a scepter. I'll take this. Wow, the king's scepter.
I'm the king now. Now I am the king. Oh my god, it's called a dirt wand. I thought... Okay.
Dirt wand. What a fitting reward.
Someone back there.
Oh, nothing? Here, look, even the king says so. Yeah, it's true. I'm totally fine. Don't come up here for any reason. See, told you. In fact, don't move, okay? I'll be right back. First, we'll put this somewhere for safekeeping. Yep, that'll do perfectly. And then let's go ahead and send the king a, royal delivery. Well, that probably takes care of him. Who knew that would be so easy? With that little problem taken care-
I'm sorry, what? You can just like send... Cheers, I guess. You killed the king.
Care of, I guess we have our treasure now. A dirt wand that creates dirt chunks inside dig sites. I mean, I already made dirt from nothing in a previous video, but this is still pretty cool. I would say that the more important part to this is that the kingdom is now kingless. I want to thank Honkai Star Rail again for sponsoring this video. If you want to check out the game for yourself, it's free to play and there's a link in the description. So I hope you had fun. I know I did. And I'll see you next time.
All right. I mean, he's always fun. Always good for a laugh. Our Josh at Let's Game It Out. We always love to see him. You know, he really is the embodiment of Chaos Reigns. I would never have even thought to send the king a bomb. It would not have entered my brain to send the king a bomb. Like, okay. Also, I guess I also suffer from a inability to play games in a way that they were not meant to be played. So like whenever, if I'm playing one and I'm just like, oh, this is boring, like, cause I don't know how interesting this particular game is when you're playing it correctly. But like for me, I'm just like, if a game is not like spiking my interest like immediately, I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay actually. And I stop playing it. I don't start thinking about how I can break it, which maybe I need to like get into. It's like, how can I make this incorrect? How can I do this in the wrongest way possible? I think at some point that would be fun for me. At some point I should just get into that and do it. Just play a game and do my best to do it just in the worst way. Although I will say my friend and I are playing through the Last of Us DLC right now, and we did discover an amazing glitch in this like one area of the mall that you find yourself in, where it was an infinite bottle. So no matter what you did with the bottle that was like at the beginning of this section, it just kept respawning. So we had a great time with our infinite bottle. We'd use it to get rid of a clicker or something and then return, and there it is, our beautiful bottle We used that same bottle so many times in order to like draw various infected to where we needed it to go. So I do like finding the glitches. I just don't usually manage to do it. And I feel like so much of that is because I play games in a very straightforward way. And I think maybe I should stop. I think maybe it would be more fun if I just decided to go absolutely ham. Just, again, I should just play something as chaotically as possible. Especially if it's something that I'm not enjoying. If I want to, like, I would like to play through, you know, something to get the feel for how it actually works. But then if I'm just like, I think I should. Josh has inspired me to try and figure out a game to play in just the most chaotic way possible. It's like, because it doesn't matter. It's a game. Like, I treat it so seriously sometimes. I should probably just chop. Anyway, that was overloading the game so hard it takes 2.5 hours to load, which, again, I don't know. What were you doing in between? Like, what were you doing while you waited for it to load? I want to know that, too. Or, like, you just leave it? Does he just leave stuff, like, running for 15 hours while things, you know, cycle through? Because it always seems like there's... Sometimes it seems like he can just leave things and let them run on their own and then things change. But other times it's like, no, he had to do all of that by hand. And that's just impressive, honestly. The fortitude, I think that was the word I was looking for earlier. The fortitude that would take. It would never be me. But in any case, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more stuff like that, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything in particular from him that you want me to react to, also let me know in the comments. And, you know, if you want to also have any other suggestions, an easy way to do that is also to become a patron. We take those requests seriously, and the patron requests often go up a little earlier than some of the other requests. And yeah, just give us a big old like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We're pretty close. You could be our number 100, which I don't know what you would get for that or how we would tell, but we'd appreciate it. So thank you again very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Enjoy your drink. This is still so full. Bye.